You know, you look around your home one day, the home you've loved and lived in for decades, and you realize it's telling a story. But sometimes, if we're being honest, that story starts getting a little buried under stuff. Some of it's useful, a lot of it is sentimental, and some of it we've just kind of forgotten about. After I turned 60, I had a realization that changed everything. Life just feels lighter when our home feels simpler. If you've ever opened a closet and felt that little pang of overwhelm, or looked at a room and thought, where do I even begin? I want you to know you are not alone. So many of us are carrying the same quiet weight, but what if we could trade that stress for space and those piles for peace? If that's what you're longing for, I invite you to hit that subscribe button for EverGreen Organize right now, because what we're about to walk through together might just change everything about how you feel in your own space. Today, we're gently walking room by room through more than 20 common things many of us no longer need. Not because they're bad, but because we've simply outgrown them. Let's begin. It's a place of nourishment and family gatherings. But over the years, it can also become a dense jungle of accumulated gadgets and dishes. What I've learned is that letting go here isn't about deprivation. It's about making our daily routines smoother and frankly more enjoyable. Duplicate kitchen gadgets. Let's start with something I think we all recognize. The duplicates. That second coffee maker we keep just in case. The third blender we got as a gift. The extra set of measuring cups we bought because we couldn't find the first ones in the jumble. The thing is, these extras do more than just take up precious cabinet space. Every time we open a cupboard, our brain has to sort through the excess to find what we actually need. It's a small thing, but it adds up. The simple fix is to choose just one good version of each tool. Which coffee maker do you use every single morning? That's your keeper. The other one is just a monument to a what if that almost never happens. When we donate or give away these duplicates, we're not just clearing a shelf, we're simplifying our morning and telling ourselves, I have what I need, and it is enough. We get them as souvenirs, as gifts, at events. Before we know it, we have a collection that could serve a small village. Yet we reach for the same one or two favorites every single time. The same goes for glassware. How many glasses do one or two people really need? The problem isn't just the clutter. Reaching for a mug at the very back of a crowded shelf can be wobbly and unsafe, and we don't need that little worry. The solution is a gentle curation. Keep the mugs that feel just right in your hands, or spark a genuinely happy memory. Keep enough glasses for when friends or family stop by. The rest, a younger family member just starting out, would probably be thrilled to have them. You will be amazed at how much lighter and more open your cabinets feel. Pots and pans. We never use, I think every kitchen has them. That giant stock pot from a family reunion 10 years ago, or the wok from a brief stir-fry phase. These specialty pans are often heavy, bulky, and a real pain to store. They're the roadblocks in our cabinets, the items we have to wrestle out of the way to get to the skillet we use every single night. This isn't just an inconvenience. My back and shoulders certainly don't appreciate lifting a heavy unused pot from a low cabinet. The key is to be really honest about how we cook today. Not 20 years ago, but right now. A small, medium, and large saucepan, a good skillet, and maybe one larger pot for soup or pasta. That's usually enough. Anything else that hasn't seen the light of day in over a year is a wonderful candidate for a new home. A functional kitchen is one where the tools we need are right at our fingertips. These things once felt like the future, but now they often represent little more than clutter. Reclaiming this space is about embracing our lives in the present. Outdated electronics, VCRs, old cameras. So many of us have a little graveyard of old electronics tucked away in a closet or a basement box. The VCR that hasn't been plugged in since 2000. We keep them because, well, it's hard to say. Maybe we remember what they cost, and it feels wasteful to get rid of them. But the truth is, the world has simply moved on. Keeping them doesn't bring that money back, it only clutters our present. The best thing we can do is find a local e-waste recycling program. It feels so good to not just clear a shelf, but to know we're disposing of them responsibly. We're freeing our home from the ghosts of technology past. We all have one. It's a tangled nest of black and gray wires, chargers, and power adapters for devices we no longer even own. Every time we see it, we think, I really should sort through that one day, and then we close the lid for another year. This box is the very definition of just in case. Clutter. We're afraid that the moment we toss a cord, we'll magically discover the long-lost device it belongs to. But let's be practical. If we haven't needed it in 5 years, the odds are we won't need it tomorrow. Here's a liberating little exercise. Take the box. If you can't identify what a cord powers in 10 seconds, it's time for it to go. This small act can feel like untangling a knot in your own mind. Books are like old friends. It can be incredibly difficult to part with them, but a home filled with overstuffed bookshelves of books that will never be opened again can feel heavy. We have the books we've already read, the books we bought with good intentions but will never get to, and the ones that just don't interest us anymore. What I didn't realize until later was that we often confuse the physical object with the experience it gave us. You don't lose the memory of a wonderful story just because you no longer own the paper it was printed on. The magic lives inside of you. Let's try to think of it this way. Keep a curated collection of your absolute favorites. For the rest, consider passing that experience on. Donate them to a library, a school, or a little free library. You're not losing a friend. You're introducing your friend to someone new. But the technology to play them is disappearing, and these collections take up a tremendous amount of physical space in those bulky entertainment centers. The sentimental attachment here is deep, so what I've found works is a two-part approach. For commercial music and movies, it might be time to embrace the digital world of streaming. For the truly irreplaceable things, like our precious home videos on VHS, the solution is preservation. There are services that will convert your old tapes to digital files. This way you're not losing the memory. You're saving it in a more durable format, while letting go of the bulky, decaying plastic. The furniture in our homes defines how we live in them. But as our lives change, the furniture we needed in our 40s can become an obstacle in our Letting go of large, unnecessary pieces is one of the most powerful ways to create a safer, more spacious home. A guest room that's really just a storage unit for things we don't know what to do with. This excess furniture often represents a life we used to live, not the one we live now. And here's the important part. It can be a major safety hazard. It clutters pathways, creating tripping risks. Our needs change, and the most loving thing we can do for ourselves is to create a home that's easy and safe to move around in. If a piece of furniture doesn't serve a real purpose or bring you joy, it might be time for it to go. Selling or donating a piece can instantly make a room feel larger, brighter, and safer. They are often beautiful pieces, but they are also incredibly large and heavy, and they can make a room feel smaller and darker. These pieces were scaled for a much larger home in a different era of entertaining, and the good china they hold is something we often feel we should use, but rarely do. What if we rethought how we display our treasures? Maybe we could keep a few favorite pieces of china and display them on a smaller open shelf. We can pass the rest on to younger family members who have the space. Letting go of a massive cabinet doesn't mean you're letting go of the memories of family dinners. It means you're freeing your living space from something that no longer fits your life. We've covered quite a bit already, and I know it can feel like a lot, but remember, this is a journey, not a race. We're not trying to climb the whole mountain in one day. Every small step matters. So let's just pause here for a moment. I have a question for you, and I'd love for you to share your answer in the comments below. It's so encouraging to see what others are doing. What is one small space, a single drawer, one shelf, or a corner of a room that you feel a little spark of inspiration to tackle after hearing these first few ideas? Sharing that goal can be a wonderful way to begin. They hold the clothes we present to the world and the linens that bring us comfort, but they can also hold on to the past in ways that no longer serve us. 10 clothes that haven't fit in years. I think almost all of us have a section in our closet for someday clothes. The suit that fit perfectly before we retired. The jeans we hope to squeeze back into one day. These clothes aren't just fabric. They're symbols of a past self. The problem is, every time we see them, they can send a subtle, negative message. They create a quiet guilt and take up valuable space that could be used for the clothes that make us feel wonderful right now. What if we chose to be kind to ourselves? Let's thank those clothes for the memories and then donate them. Filling your closet only with clothes that fit your current body and lifestyle is a beautiful act of self-acceptance. It's about celebrating who we are today. Formal wear for a life you no longer lead. Similar to the someday clothes, many of us hold on to formal wear. The evening gowns, the tuxedos, the cocktail dresses. They were for galas and fancy nights on the town. They are often beautiful garments, which makes them very hard to part with. But the reality is, if our lives no longer include those kinds of events, they are simply relics, taking up space. What I love is the idea of giving them a new life. There are organizations that provide formal wear for students going to prom, or perhaps a younger family member could use them. By letting these garments go, we're embracing the beauty and comfort of our current life, which might be more about cozy gatherings than black tie affairs. Is it a neat organized space, or a jumble of mismatched sheets and threadbare towels. We tend to accumulate linens over time and we rarely get rid of the old ones. This excess creates chaos and takes up a huge amount of shelf space. A simple rule that helped me was this: 2 sets of sheets for each bed in use, and enough towels for the household plus a few for guests. That's it. And here's a wonderful tip. Old towels and blankets are often in high demand at local animal shelters. They can be used to create comfortable bedding for animals in need. It clears our closet and serves a beautiful purpose in the community. Over a lifetime, we accumulate a mountain of paper, bills, records, letters. This can be one of the most overwhelming categories to tackle, but doing so brings such peace of mind. 13. Old bills, receipts, and financial statements. We were all taught to keep every scrap of paper, weren't we? The result is often boxes and file cabinets overflowing with it. It's a source of stress, and it makes it impossible to find a document when we actually need one. The truth is, most of this paper is no longer necessary. Tax documents should be kept for about 7 years, but after that, most other bills and receipts can be safely shredded. My advice is to get a good shredder and just spend 15 minutes a day working through a pile. The sound of that shredder is the sound of liberation. Keep the critical documents, wills, deeds, recent tax returns in one secure, clearly labeled file and let the rest go. The feeling of lightness is incredible. We keep them out of a vague sense of responsibility, but they're completely useless. This is one of the easiest wins in the whole house. Here's a little secret that made all the difference for me. Almost every instruction manual can be found online with a simple search. For the appliances you do own, you can just bookmark the web page and recycle the physical copy, freeing up an entire drawer in one easy step. But life gets busy and the magazines pile up. Before we know it, that pile has become a little monument to all the things we meant to get to. It contributes to a feeling of being behind and disorganized. A simple new habit can change everything. When you finish a magazine, recycle it immediately. If you find a recipe or article you truly want to save, tear it out and put it in a single binder, or better yet, just take a photo of it with your phone. A clear coffee table helps create a clear mind. Greeting cards and old letters. This is maybe the most emotionally charged category of all. Greeting cards and letters are tangible expressions of love. Throwing them away can feel like we're throwing away the sentiment itself. But over a lifetime, this can amount to boxes and boxes that we rarely look at but feel obligated to store. What I've come to believe is that the love is inside of us, not in the piece of cards. Try going through your collection and creating one small, beautiful box for only the most meaningful cards, the one with a long personal note from a dear friend, or the ones from people who are no longer with us. This allows you to honor the sentiment while freeing yourself from the burden of storing every single card you've ever received. These are the items that have no practical function but are heavy with emotion, and the things we keep out of a vague fear of future need. This is where the real freedom is found. A seashell from a family vacation. Our shelves can become crowded with these mementos. They're meant to remind us of happy times, but when there are too many, they just become a sea of things to dust. The solution is to create a core collection. Choose a very few of the most meaningful souvenirs that truly spark joy when you see them. Display those beautifully. For the rest, take a photograph to preserve the memory, and then let them go. I promise the memory isn't in the object, it's in your heart. A single cherished seashell on a shelf is far more powerful than 100 random trinkets. We invested time and money and it feels wasteful to get rid of the supplies. But if we're no longer active in that hobby, these supplies can become a source of guilt, silently reminding us of something we should be doing. Let's be honest about our passions today. Keep the supplies for the hobbies you are actively pursuing now. For the others, what if you passed the torch? A school art program, a community center, or a young person just discovering that hobby would be thrilled to receive them. You're not giving up on creativity, you're sharing it. 9. Just in case. Items. This is a vast and sneaky category. It's the extra buttons, the leftover screws, the single placemat from a ruined set. We keep them because we think you never know when this might come in handy. But this thinking keeps us tethered to imagined future problems. In reality, we almost never use these things. It's time to adopt a new mindset. If I need it, I can get it. It's so easy to buy a new screw if the need actually arises. Let's trust that we can solve problems in the future without having to warehouse every possible solution in our homes today. 20. Collections that no longer bring joy. Many of us are passionate collectors, but sometimes over the years that passion can fade. The thrill of the hunt is gone and the collection starts to feel more like a burden to be maintained. Our identity can get wrapped up in our collections, making it very hard to let go, but it's okay, we are allowed to change and evolve. Does this collection still light you up? If not, consider keeping one or two of your absolute favorite pieces to represent that time in your life, and then sell or donate the rest. There is another passionate collector out there who would be thrilled to acquire your pieces. Letting go makes space for what brings you joy now. Expired pantry items. It's so easy for the back of the pantry to become a time capsule. That can of pumpkin puree from 3 Thanksgivings ago, the spice you bought for one recipe. We don't see them, so we forget they're there. This isn't just about space. It's a health issue. The solution is a simple pantry audit. Once every 6 months, pull everything out. Wipe down the shelves and check the dates. Be honest. If you haven't used that jar of chutney in 2 years, you're probably not going to. A clean, organized pantry makes daily life so much easier and healthier. 22. Inherited items you feel obligated to keep. This is one of the toughest hurdles. We are often given items from loved ones who have passed on. Furniture, artwork, dishes. We didn't choose them. They don't fit our style, but we keep them out of love, respect, and guilt. The problem is that our home can become a storage unit for other people's things, leaving no room for our own life. What I truly believe is that our loved ones would not want us to feel burdened. They would want us to be happy in our own homes. We can choose a different way to honor their memory. Keep one small, meaningful item. Offer the rest to other family members. Take a photo and write down the story behind it. Please remember this. Letting go of the thing is not letting go of the person. Letting go of duplicate gadgets, unused furniture, and a lifetime of paper isn't just about cleaning up. It's about making our homes safer, removing the hazards that can make daily life a struggle. But it's more than that. It's about creating a space that can breathe, a space filled only with what is useful, beautiful, or truly loved. It's about letting go of the weight of the past, to live more fully in the present. The memories are not in the things, they are safe inside of us. What we gain is clarity, serenity, and a home that is truly a sanctuary for this beautiful chapter of our lives. Thank you for joining me on this journey today, here at EverGreen Organize. If you found this guide helpful, please give this video a like, and be sure to subscribe for more content on creating a simple and joyful life. And please share this video with anyone you think might benefit. This journey is always easier when we walk it together.